Hey guys, it's Katie, and I'm here today to do the coffee book tag. I was unofficially tagged by Kelsey Reads, and if you guys don't know who that is, I'm going to link her channel below. You should check her out. She's really awesome. But I decided to do this tag because it sounded fun and just like something I wanted to do, even though I don't really drink coffee. I'm more of a tea kid, but I thought I'd do it anyway. So without further ado, number 1, black coffee. Name a series that's tough to get into but has hardcore fans. Definitely The Kingkiller Chronicle by Patrick Rothfuss. I had a really hard time getting into it. It's still not on my top faves list, but I can at least get through it. It's intrigued me enough to want me to keep going, but everyone I talk to is beyond obsessed, especially now that there's a TV show coming out and everything. Everyone's just super hardcore about it. 2, peppermint mocha coffee. Name a book that gets more popular during the winter or a festive time of the year. See, for me, I don't know if this means personal preference or books that you just generally think get more popular during the holidays, but I'm taking this to mean personal preference. So for me, the books that I tend to go for during that time are Harry Potter, other classics like anything by Jane Austen or the Bronte sisters, and then the typical Charles Dickens, A Christmas Carol, and The Christmas Box, if you guys are familiar with that. But those are the typical books I associate with the holiday season. Number 3, hot chocolate. What is your favorite children's book? I had to think about this for a little bit, but one of my favorite children's books is My Father's Dragon. Number 4, double shot of espresso. Name a book that kept you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. There are a couple. The Historian is for sure one that kept me on the edge of the seat. It's an incredibly suspenseful book, but also the Live Ship Traders trilogy by Robin Hobb, so good. So those are some examples of some books that kept me on the edge of my seat. Number 5, Starbucks. Name a book you see everywhere. My Own Words by Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I don't know if it's just because I'm a law student that I see this book everywhere, but I see it everywhere. And maybe 6, That Hipster Coffee Shop. Give a book by an indie author a shout out. I'm going to give Charlotte Ashe and her Heart of All Worlds trilogy a shout out. It's such a good series. It's a love story, so there's a lot of graphic sex and graphic violence in it, but it's so much more than that. It's got incredible politics and incredible world building, and the language is really cool. And she's only been around for a couple of years, but I really highly recommend checking her out if you're into fantasy or... Number 7. Oops, I accidentally got decaf. Name a book you were expecting more from. A Wizard of Earthsea. It fell really flat. It felt two-dimensional, and it was not at all what I was expecting. I was expecting this big adventure with wizard fun things. It was none of that, really. It didn't do anything for me. It was just not what I was expecting. 8, The Perfect Blend. Name a book or series that was both bitter and sweet, but ultimately satisfying. This literally describes every book I have ever read. Yeah. Because that's just typically what I like to go for. Number 9, green tea. Name a book or series that's quietly beautiful. I thought about this one for a while, and I think I'm going to go with Black Beauty because while there is a lot of tragedy, I tend to see a lot of beauty in tragic events, and so that is the one I'm going with, even though I don't know what you technically mean by quietly beautiful. Number 10, try T. Name a book or series that makes you dream of far-off places. Define far-off places. Does that mean a fantasy world, or does that mean our own world, or kind of both? Because a lot of the books that I read make me dream of far-off places, like, Harry Potter, and The Lord of the Rings, and The Realm of the Elderlings are definitely up there for the fantasy series, and then anything by Dan Brown in terms of current, actual, real-world stuff. I'm a dreamer, I'm a traveler, so I'm always dreaming about going somewhere else. And finally, number 11, Earl Grey tea. Name your favorite classic. This is literally like pulling my soul out and splitting it into 500 pieces because I'm a classicist and I love the classics in pretty much every respect. But the one I'm picking is The Odyssey because it was one of the first classics that I fell in love with, and I just have a lot of memories of reading it. I had to read it for school, and I just remembered being one of the only people who loved it. But The Odyssey definitely has a very special place in my heart. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, or follow me on any of the social media links below. I love to talk to any of you, so feel free to send me a message anywhere and can start a conversation about books. Anyway, I'll talk to you all again soon, and have a good day. Bye!